Radio. They're coming.
Fitzy and Wippa.
Their focus is extremely short. How have I even got a job here?
On Nova.
Hello there, podcast listeners. Coming up, we have Punday Monday, one of my personally favourite segments. We've also got a new game. You know Wordle? Have you been playing Wordle? There's a brand new version using audio. We'll play through that. And where did you wake up after a big boozy night?
Fitzy and Wippa.
Early in the morning and it's Monday. Time for fun with some wordplay. On Monday.
Yeah.
On Punday.
Punday Monday.
On Monday.
Yeah. Punday Monday, guys. Devastating story for a man, Fergus. Fergus realised things were a bit of an issue when the end of his member started to turn black and purple. Poor Fergus had been bitten by a black widow spider in his sleep. He didn't know what to do. The swelling increased and increased. He thought it was going to burst. Finally, when it was the end of it was the size of a golf ball, he decided to go to the doctor.
Of course.
They found the black widow venom in his blood, and he escaped with just a small scar. But the doctor initially said there's a 90% chance you could lose it all, son.
Wow.
That's
what are the
scary
odds?
to think
Did you
about.
hear about that? That you know, what is
In
it?
your sleep.
Well, in your sleep. Don't spiders go into your mouth
Yeah,
as
you're
well?
supposed to eat, isn't it, like 11 spiders in your lifetime?
In your
or
life,
something?
yeah.
That's true.
I mean, horrible to wake up and think that you've got some stinging pain in your swollen member.
Okay, don't go too hard on this
sorry
one as
about
well.
that.
If we could just be
Yeah,
careful.
try and be a
Just
bit clever.
Be careful with this one because we want to make a movie out of it. So put a pun in.
Yeah.
If you've got one that's coming to mind right now, 13, 24, 10, bottle of double chin gin up for grabs.
Should I kick it off? Great idea. Al Pacino and that famous New York Mafia mob movie, The Knob Spider,
What was that?
What's
The
the film?
Godfather.
Oh, that's so bad.
That is really
Slow it
bad.
down. I'm going to follow that because mine couldn't be worse.
Mean that was
Willy
bad.
Wonky and the Chocolate Snack Tree.
Oh,
Sarah!
And the what?
Well, I'm not going to repeat it because you heard
Chocolate
it.
What about
snackery.
Moving
What
on.
about Clark Gable and Vivian Lee in Gone with the Wang?
Oh, now hang on.
When it was gone, and he said, frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
Oh,
Still better than Whippers.
I'll go highbrow. Godzilla versus Schlong, where Godzilla's a spider.
and
not
you
bad.
booed me
Yeah, that's not
for the
bad.
Knob Spider.
Come on, Tommy, bring it home.
We've all seen it before, the George Clooney classic Batman and Throbbin.
Oh,
Yes.
one of my favourite downloaded German
I
films.
was going to say
Okay.
that is a movie.
It's pretty basic. You just got to put that story into a movie. Give us a pun. Rachel in Silverdale, here is your drum roll.
Austin Powers swollen member.
Austin Powers' swollen member.
Gold instead of gold.
Gold finger?
Oh, gold.
A gold member.
It was
member.
gold
member.
member.
Oh,
Gold
that's
fingers.
right.
Got it, Rach. Love it. Thank you.
Well done, Rach. Daniel and St Ives, best movie.
Denzel Washington in The Boner Collector.
Oh, yes. And I really enjoyed that movie, Daniel. That was the serial killer one, wasn't it?
Damn, Daniel.
Yeah, with Angelina Jolie.
The Boner
Great
Collector.
movie.
Back at it again with the boner collector.
Hey, we've got some more clues in, guys. Jason and Colby, what's your pun, Jace?
One crawled over the cuckoo's nest.
Oh, Colby, that is good. Colby, that is very good. He's loving it.
Loves it.
Whisper, it's Jason.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, Colby. See you, mate.
Shane and Yerenball, what's your pun, Shane?
Angelina Jolie in The Wound Raider.
Oh,
Also found on a few different markets online.
oh Shane.
Okay, Shano.
And our last one this
Okay.
morning is Andrew in Kellyville. Best pun, Andrew?
I got a nice simple one. It's the Amazing Spider Manhood.
Oh, Spider-Manhood.
That's pretty good. Spider-Man.
Spider-Man to Spider-Manhood.
See, you got to choose one.
my
God.
You've got to go here, mate. You have to.
Who,
What,
Jason?
Colby from
Go
Jason?
on then,
Jace.
Jace. You're the winner.
Jace,
You've got it. Colby, congratulations.
Wippa.
Well
What's
done,
that, mate?
No worries.
Well done. You've already double chin gin coming your way. And Jace, you're going to the running for first class and 50k. I mean, where would you go in the world if you win that, Jace?
Only that I would love to go to anywhere.
Mudgee?
Seriously.
Anywhere. Anywhere but Jason.
Maldives. The Maldives.
Oh, yes. I could see you in the Maldives there with a pina colada, Jason, in your hand.
Who would you take with you, Jace?
Probably
Oh, doesn't.
Your line's dropped out.
I think
Thanks,
he's
Colby.
in the Maldives right now. Congratulations.
Well done, buddy.
Ocean, pool, hot tub, or all of the above? Make up for missed holidays with whatif.com. What if? It's Aussie for travel.
Wordle fans, big announcement. This is huge, guys. So, I had no idea, but the city has been announced around the world as this competition is played every day. Call it a competition. As you try and guess that word in as least guesses as possible. The lowest average guess, the city that has the lowest average guesses in the entire world is Canberra.
How do they know that?
They know where it's coming from. They look at the guesses.
Wait up.
There it is.
How? No, wait up.
I don't know.
You'd know where people are.
Yeah, you'd know where people are playing
it's
from.
a website. You would know where you're playing from.
That's
wouldn't
right, Says. It's a website. It's not an app.
Yeah, but even an app, you'd be able to trace, wouldn't you? But doesn't it just show when you're watching? Well, who watches Question Time? But when they're sitting on their phones, they're all clearly doing Wordle.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Let's move on to this one now because we've been talking about the different versions that have come out since the success of Wordle. And there is a brand new one for the music fans called Hurdle.
Okay.
As in like herd, as in not a hurdle to jump over, because I was never good at that. But
Or is it Hit Wordle?
No, not Hit Wordle. It's called Hurdle. So the idea of this one is you've got to try and guess the name of the song in the least amount of guesses. So to start with, they give you 1 second of the song, and you then have to try and guess, and it's title and artist.
Have you got a second?
And then you have a go. So, I mean, this is today's actual one. Okay. So you can take it out in Hurdle in one guess if you know what this song is after 1 second.
Enya. Sail away, sail away, sail away.
That is
the
not
first
it.
song I thought of was what's the one? One more drink and one more Bacardi. We played on this song on this radio station all the time.
I don't know if that's the one.
Ain't going home or whatever.
I don't think that's correct, Says. Play it one more time for those playing along, Leno. Does anybody know? It's not Enya. No, it's not Enya. Do you have any more of the Hurdle one for today? That's your 2 seconds, so you're now down to your second guess. You've only got 6. You've only got 6.
Play it again, Leno.
Any more, Leno, as we move on to the third?
What instrument is that?
Ooh, that drop down gives you a little bit of a
So
sniff.
it's not the actual song, it's someone playing the
No,
song?
it's the song.
Is it a Britney Spears song?
No, you're close-ish.
Is it Bieber?
No.
Christina Aguilera.
No.
Have you got a bit more?
Please, Leno.
It's a female artist.
Yeah.
Is it Demi Lovato?
No, it's not. It's Ariana Grande, 7 Rings. There it is for those playing along. Shall we give you another example? This was yesterday's one. I'm going to give you 1 second. See how you go.
Oh, Gaga. Poker Face.
Yeah, well
Bang.
done, sir.
Simple as that. One more for you. One more. This was...
Yeah, Katy Perry.
Okay,
Father.
well done.
There you go.
All right, so 7 Rings Ariana Grande is not the most popular song.
Never been done in radio. We should
Never
get
been
onto
done. Brand new.
So I met this little legend 17 years ago at a Camp Quality.
Oh, yes.
Lincoln would have been around about 10 years of age, probably less than that, 8 or 9 years of age. And they did this great thing at Camp Quality where they did an Oscars night for the kids, right? And they had to dress up, boys put on bow ties, the girls put on dresses, and they had a red carpet. And everyone from Camp Quality, they made out that they were paparazzi with the cameras, and the kids would walk down the red carpet.
Right.
They'd have to go up against the media wall, and at the end of the media wall, I would interview each one of them. Right, and then they'd go in and they had this big dinner for Camp Quality, and that's where I met Lincoln, right? And we've remained mates ever since then.
We've had Lincoln here in the studio, haven't he? He's visited, yeah.
He has visited before. He's been over to here a few times. So he had his brother's wedding on the weekend, right? Henry's wedding. And it was a beautiful wedding. But leading up to it, Henry, he got really emotional, Link, because he said, you know, my brother's got so many mates, but he's asked me to be the best man, Fitzy.
Love that.
He said, which is great, but I'm really, really nervous because now I have to get up and do the best man speech. He was hesitant. He was apprehensive. He said, I don't know what to do. Have you got any tips and stuff like that? What do I do? And I said, mate, you are going to be fine because you speak really, really well and you're going to be fine. And over the weekend, he had the wedding, and I didn't hear anything back from him. And I'm going, oh, well, this is good news. He rings me yesterday and goes, I just have to give you the heads up. I'll send you the video, but I think I nailed the speech. Right?
Great.
He sends me the video, and he had them eating out of his hand, Sarah.
Awesome.
Okay? So one of his favourite wrestlers growing up was Stone Cold Austin.
Okay.
Now, I wasn't familiar with this.
Yeah, Steve Austin.
Yeah, Steve Austin. So apparently this was one of his calls, but this was him. It was at the wedding. Have you got that there? Okay, this was him at the end of the wedding speech. He did a beautiful speech about the bride and groom, and he spoke from the heart, and you could hear women in the audience going, oh, this is beautiful, Lincoln. And then this is how he finished his wedding speech.
I'm going to spend the night at the reception drinking beer. Beer. More beer. Vodka. Whiskey. Bourbon. Beer. More beer. And that's the bottom line for Stone Cold said so.
And it brought the place down.
Wow.
But this is the
He's
thing.
killed it.
He said to me, that's what I was drinking because I was really nervous.
Oh, God.
And I had to calm the nerves. He got through the speech, everything was good, and he thought, well, I'm going to celebrate a little bit more with a few more whiskies and a bit more beer. The thing is, though, I said, how did you end up at the end of the night? And he goes, mate, I woke up and I didn't know where I was.
Oh.
Okay.
He was in a toilet. Right? So he's on the floor. He's passed out on the toilet. He looks at his watch. It's 4:30 in the morning. He walks out into the event area where the wedding was, and there's nobody there.
Shut.
It's pitch black.
That's a bit scary, isn't it?
Everyone had gone home. He's been left in the toilet fast asleep, and he's walked out. Couldn't remember where his mum and dad's camper van was, so he's just walked into another house, and he's just slept on the couch. And
How did that go?
Gone to sleep there.
Did they wake up and lose it at him? Stranger on your couch?
He said he got up early and got out of there quick smart, but he's got through the night.
Wow. What an effort from him. Can we go back to that speech? Had he worded up the crowd, or is it a done thing to go, beer, yeah?
Yeah,
I'm going to spend the night at the reception drinking beer. Beer. More beer. Vodka. Whiskey. Bourbon. Beer. More beer. And that's the bottom line for Stone Cold said so.
I need to learn to do that.
What I want to know, though...
How good is that?
...is where did you wake up? Susie's given us a call from Gladesville. Where did your friend wake up after a big night, Suze?
Hey guys, I think it's a bit of a similar story to young Lincoln's. We were living in London doing the work travel thing, and my girlfriend had a huge night, got on the last tube for the night, fell asleep. Next thing you know, she wakes up in the train depot at Wembley. It's pitch black, there's no one around. She's trying to get out, calling people around, finally finds someone that works there. He throws her into a black cab to take her back to Harrow, which is a bit of a wealthy area where we were living.
Mm-hmm.
He thought she was, playing the game and not going to pay the bill, and she basically had to sell her soul then to get back to Harrow because she had no money on her, and there we are at the door at something like 3 or 4 in the morning.
Oh, God.
Begging for money to pay this cab driver who was literally standing over her, demanding she pay.
That's disappointing. Trains at the end of the night, they would have to check the cabins before they actually finish up, wouldn't they, to see if anyone's asleep?
You would think so, but I would imagine a lot of Australians travelling over there, they probably get sick of it.
How's that they've just locked the whole thing up, turned it all off and just left it in the depot?
You do hear those stories where someone will wake up on the train and it's all done, like the service is over.
Yep.
And you're right, you think, do you check the carriages one by one?
If I worked for the trains, I'd love nothing more to wake someone up and just say, that's it, end of the line.
Oh, there'd be a Facebook page set up. Those locked up, left on the train and locked up.
Not bad. I didn't mature till I was a lot older when I was younger.
Do you mean mentally?
So, no, well, mentally and physically as well. So when I was young, I looked really, really young, to the point that, when my mates were getting into nightclubs when they were 16, 17 years of age, I used to have to wait out the front for them to finish at the end of the night, and we would get a taxi home together.
Fitz, but you were so tall, weren't you?
I got snuck in through the fire exit a few times, but that was the only way I could get into Lenny's, which is the local nightclub. And unfortunately, I would just wait out there and I'd wave to them in the window sometimes. You having a good time? I'd see one dancing with a girl on the dance floor and I'd go, I would love to do that one day. That'd be cool.
Someone throw him a peanut.
Then a bouncer would come over and go, yeah, you can do that one day when you turn 18. Now get out of here.
Oh, mate, not fair.
Okay, so there are a lot of people out there that look a lot younger than what their age really is. There's a brand new film that's coming out that tells the story of well, he said he was 17 years of age at the time. He came from Canada over to Glasgow in Scotland and went to a local high school. And he rocked up, called himself Brandon Lee. He was so good in 1993 in class that he gained 5 A-grade marks to get into university to then study. And it wasn't until he went to Dundee University Medical School and was doing really well there that his double life was revealed. He was really a 30-year-old man by the name of Brian McKinnon.
Wow. 30 years old.
Why did he want to go back?
That's him there, Sarah.
Yeah, okay. He looks young.
The thing is, everybody in a reverse way thought that was me at school. When I was in year 9, everyone thought I was 30. That was the problem. When I was probably 12, everyone thought I was 30.
Do
I
you
was
feel
the
like you
opposite
missed
to
out on
him.
a childhood?
Yeah, I did. I'm like Michael Jackson.
So you had the body of a 30-year-old?
Not a lot like Michael Jackson, but
Big weekend.
His childhood was stolen by stardom.
Oh, whoa. And he took a lot of them away as well. But did you, so you had the body of a 30-year-old, but the mind of a
4-year-old.
Right, okay.
Still.
Wow, there's a movie in that.
Do you reckon? But this guy might be quite smart, because if he then goes on to succeed at school and very quickly goes to university because of his grades, he can then go on to do what he wanted to do. So if you knew that you had the skills and you knew that you couldn't get into a uni elsewhere because people knew your age, change country and roll through the system differently.
But see, this is a photo. This is an actual photo of the students at that school reading the paper, the local paper, when they found out that Brandon Lee wasn't their actual
same age,
one of their fellow students.
Yeah, look,
he was
gutted.
30 years of age. Look, they're all laughing, going, "Oh my God!"
Brando's done it again.
Well, there was a couple. The weird thing as well was there was a couple of girls that I think kissed him.
Oh.
Well, see, this is the other thing, where it starts
naughty.
getting dark. He was in a stage production of South Pacific. Go
on.
Oh yes, please. How do I get tickets to that?
And he was hooking up with the young girls.
But see, this is the thing. Like, it's that, it was a bit of a laugh when they found out about it. But then you realise what Brandon was getting up to in high school.
Brandon.
So that was his actual photo at school. He looked so young. He has no wrinkles. 30 years of age. He can get away with it. But everyone said he was a great guy. Everyone got along with him really well. Imagine being 30 and going back and hanging with 17-year-old kids.
Wasn't he shot in a film accidentally? Bruce Lee's son, Brandon Lee?
He was doing
guy?
The Crow, yes.
Oh, sorry. So not the stage production of...
This guy called himself Brandon Lee. No,
Which is the name of Pamela Anderson and Tommy Lee Jones's kid. Is
Oh, there's another Brandon
Lee.
Lee.
So you did sort of get there.
How many Brandon Lees are there? Great effort, though.
It's, at the end of the year, though, as a 30-year-old, knowing that you're dominating at school, I mean, this is easy material. I'm getting through this really easy.
What concerns me is if I went back to school now as a 42-year-old with the 18-year-olds, I reckon they'd still be better at school than I would be.
Hey, one thing as well with the floods that are going on at the moment, I don't know if you've noticed, if you have had the opportunity to get out, put your rain jacket on and maybe walk the dog, you see that there's a lot of mushrooms.
There are too.
Flood mushrooms, they're called. And don't get me wrong, there are some beautiful looking mushrooms out there, and I must admit, I look at some of those and I say to myself, that would look really, really nice in my beef stroganoff.
Yeah, sure.
And thought about taking a couple myself. Even Beastie, my dog's had a sniff around. I tell him not to. Thank God, because how's this story? A Sydney man has eaten some of those flood mushrooms. Now, they were near... it was an oak tree, okay? So they were near an oak tree, and have a look at them there. I mean, that looks beautiful.
Yeah.
Buy that from any market, and you could put that into any meal, and that looks magnificent. But he has written a message on Facebook, do not, and I mean do not ever try mushrooms from the garden if you don't have expert knowledge.
Is it a toadstool?
They can kill, and there is no known antidote for the poison found in several species. So you have to be really careful. He thought he'd have a bit of a crack at it, and then only nibbled a tiny bit of the flood mushroom. Only a tiny little bit. 2 to 3 hours later, he said his journey went south very quickly. He experienced simultaneous violent diarrhea and vomiting, as well as sweating and a running nose. So my body was doing everything it could to dump everything it could. He rang the Poisons helpline, who asked if there was an oak tree nearby. He said, yeah, there was. And they said, well, bad luck for you, mate. That turns out that mushroom, which springs up around oak trees, tend to be the most dangerous.
Jeez.
Had to be taken to hospital by his partner, where he was given an antiemetic, put on a saline IV drip, and his blood was taken. He spent 2 nights in hospital and went through 2 litres of saline drip. And he's okay now. He's flushed it out of his system, but he's had a crack at it. But we're asking you, I probably shouldn't have eaten that. If you've got any calls, this is after Jonathan Herman, who was a Sydney man, decided to eat one of those flood mushrooms that you may have seen that have popped up around your garden.
They're everywhere.
I mean, it looks beautiful. And like I said, I'd love that in my beef stroganoff. He's had a nibble on it, ended up in hospital, and was in there for 2 days before it was flushed out of his system. Caitlin in Currans Hill, what shouldn't have you eaten?
I had a chili straight from the garden once.
Oh, jeez.
I ended up having, explosive diarrhea.
Okay.
Well, that's a good way to
Caitlin,
lose weight, I
that's the
suppose,
thing.
Caitlin, isn't it?
You got a photo shoot coming up. Caitlin, how quickly after eating the chili did you find yourself on the throne?
Oh, probably about maybe 15 minutes after.
Okay.
Hey, Caitlin, have you got any more of those chilies? I wouldn't mind grabbing a couple off you just as a
No, I don't.
bit of a stitch up on a few people around
Caitlin,
here.
did you recover? Were you able to sleep? Did you find the confidence to pass wind?
Oh, sleeping was a little bit, passing wind, I was too scared.
Oh, good effort. Good effort. Mads in... well, see, this is the thing. Out of your own garden, how much do you have to wash it and sterilise it
just
before
don't
you do
know,
eat it?
do you?
Mads in French's Forest, what did you accidentally eat that you shouldn't have?
Oh, hi, guys. Now, it actually wasn't something that you couldn't eat. It was more I shouldn't have eaten. I was out with friends and we were at a Japanese restaurant. The lighting was really dark. We were having edamame and there were 2 bowls, and it was the first time I decided, I'm not going to wear glasses. I'll be fine. You know, I could sort of see, realised halfway through I had been eating all the ones that everybody else had been
just the
eating in
skins.
the empty bowl, and I was complaining, going, these are really crap. And then I realised the whole table of people have been putting...
Brilliant. You know what, Mads? I saw it one time. With a bowl of olives, and there were 2. There was a bowl for the pips, and someone was eating the pips thinking they were nuts. And it was just a great moment when the penny dropped. Thanks, Mads. Appreciate the call.
Lights, camera, clarity.
Ooh, Sarah.
Kate McKinnon stars as Carol Baskin in the brand new Stan exclusive series Joe vs. Carol, premiering tonight only on Stan.
The top 3 trending stories for this morning in entertainment. Kanye West putting up this poem about divorce. Oh my goodness, talking about how it feels like full-blown COVID, being bullied in a class hall, getting beat up in a mall, having your teeth pulled with pliers, slower than paint and dryers. I mean, it can rhyme. I don't know how Dr. Seuss feels, but...
No, can you just give us a beat? And Sarah,
you want me to rap it?
It'd be nice. Maybe get into it a little bit. Here we go.
Okay, here we go. Divorce feels like full-blown COVID.
Whoa.
Feels like your doctor don't know... I can't say that word. Divorce feels like you're walking on glass. Divorce feels like you're running through a glass wall. Yeah, do you know what? I said he rhymed, but I think I'd given him credit and gone straight to the rhyming lines.
No, you're the winner today.
Yeah, that's
well done.
Another bit of average work publicly from Kanye over the weekend. Kim obviously unimpressed as well and publicly stated so about the Pete Davidson video clip where he is being buried alive, which is another one of Kanye's
They're not happy.
good moves.
Hey, did you hear that? Just quickly on that as well? Robert Pattinson went to a nightclub that is owned by Pete Davidson, or a bar.
Yeah.
And Robert Pattinson, as an FU to Pete Davidson, I don't even know if they're mates or not, actually just went up and DJ'd and played Kanye songs all night at Pete Davidson's bar.
Why would he care about that?
I don't know.
At all.
I don't know.
Separate worlds.
Maybe he thought it was funny. Maybe he was just being silly. Maybe.
Yeah, got a good joke for you guys.
Yeah,
Here's
weird.
Gold Digger.
Number 2, guys, Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis have joined the list of celebrities supporting Ukrainian refugees. This is amazing, though. Obviously, she is Ukrainian, but they have raised $15 million in just a matter of days. Yeah, which is fantastic work, and a lot of people doing the same thing, so it's good to see celebrities using their power for good instead of evil. And finally, obviously, the horrible news over the weekend about Shane Warne. Ed Sheeran has spoken out about his eerie last phone call with Shane, which apparently the two of them, it was only a couple of days ago, and they called each other to mark the death of Michael Gudinski. It had been 1 year, and yeah, they'd been sharing a moment, having a drink together over the phone about it, and Ed just said, heartbreaking, the world keeps taking incredible people away. So he's among a long list of celebrities who've shared their
to see that photo that he posted of Gudinski and Shane Warne together, and to think they're both gone.
2 people enter. Only 1 leaves.
Lock the door!
There's 60 seconds on the clock.
Time to dance.
It's time to play Last Man Standing.
Don't miss the Sydney Derby 23, Giants v Swans, March 19 at Accor Stadium. Tickets at Ticketek.
This is going to be a big one because it's the huge game. Will Lance Franklin, buddy, kick his 1000th goal?
I hope no one runs onto the ground.
I am. I'm going to run on, that's for sure. I don't care.
I look forward to you getting tackled.
So I will throw probably you, Tom, on first.
Okay.
You'll get arrested, then I'll run on after you. This is going to be massive. It's going to be huge. And we want to send you and 3 mates to a private suite. You get gourmet grazing menu, premium beverage package, reserved seating, your private suite. And we're going to give you some GWS Giant scarves as well.
How good's that?
So this is great. You can go get tickets at Ticketek. Sarah in Miranda. Hi, Sarah.
Hey guys, how are you?
Good, Sarah.
So you're returning from last week, aren't you?
Oh, that's right.
No, I didn't even get to answer one.
Well done, you're back, but you're up against Tony in Kellyville. Hi, Tone.
Hey guys, how you going?
Pretty good, Tone.
Who's your favourite GWS player, Tony?
Phil Davis.
Phil Davis.
Oh, yeah.
He's a beautiful man, Phil Davis. Beautiful man.
love him.
Sarah, you're going first. If you get one wrong, power goes over to Tony. Whoever has the power at the end of 60 seconds is going on to round 1. Here we go, Sarah. Your time starts now. How many milligrams are there in a gram?
10.
No, it's 1,000. Over to Tony. Tony, golf and polo are car types from which brand?
Say that again. Volkswagen.
Yeah, correct. What is the object hit by players in an ice hockey game called?
A puck.
Yes. Which planet is the hottest in the solar system?
Mercury.
No, it's Venus. Over to Sarah. Sarah, where would you order a Whopper?
At Hungry Jack.
That is correct. True or false? There are 15 players on the field in a rugby union team.
True.
That is true. The sun is mostly made of which gas?
Hydrogen.
Yeah, that is correct. A popular joke format starts with the line knock knock. What line comes next?
Who's there?
That is correct. What is the capital of China?
Beijing.
Yes. Which hot drink are the children given on the Polar Express?
Sarah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, Sarah. You've returned after not getting a chance last Friday, and you've taken it out today. That is a big win from Sarah from Miranda.
Well done, Sarah.
Thanks so much, guys.
Well, you're off to the footy. How good is that?
Don't miss the Sydney Derby 23 as well. It's going to be huge. Giants versus Swans. It's March 19 at Accor Stadium. Tickets at Ticketek now. It's going to be a massive one.
The Fitzy and Wippa Show is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au.